Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome back to my channel again. I'm Tassos. Here we play video games, we talk about them, and sometimes we do even both. And today, technically, it's going to be both, because in order for me to give you footage for what I'm about to talk, I have to obviously play those games and actually beat them. Because today's subject is meanest, baddest final boss fight that you've ever played up against. Yeah, so this is a video response to my buddy Raza. He gave a very popular answer to that question, meanest and baddest final boss, and that was Shao Kahn on Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. He's a mean final boss. But I'm pretty sure there's other answers to that question, depending on the person you're talking to. And since we're talking me today, I have two answers for you. One comes from my childhood, and the other one technically is quite recent because I didn't practically own the game. So yeah, getting back to our subject, mean final boss. The first one comes from my childhood, and the game we're talking about is Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge on Game Boy. It's one of the earliest hard games I ever played. I don't consider it to be hard today, but for me as a kid, it was really hard and was actually intimidating. I remember playing it, and it had that nice learning curve to it. I was gradually starting to get better at it, and I would beat one boss, two bosses. I would beat Cutman, Electman, and then I beat all four, because it's four initially, first bosses in the first phase, and then you have to go to the later stages, the Dr. Wily stages. So the Dr. Wily stages were rough. I felt they were overwhelming for me when I was young, and I actually went through a phase of being so intimidated that I wouldn't really go back to it unless I just want to re-witness the parts of the game that I actually had gotten good at. And there was this incident in a ship, like during summer. One summer vacation, we're on a ship, and I saw this guy beating the shit out of Shinobi. And he was such a cool dude. I think I've talked about this story before in Greek in a very earlier video. I might want to redo it. I don't know if people want to hear about this. But anyways, after that experience, I was like, it's a game. Anything goes. I'll just change my tactics. I'll lose time and time again, and I'll beat it. And I managed to reach the final boss of Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge. And oh my god, reaching that final boss after having been drained of my health points, having not much ammunition in my special weapons, the ones you acquire through the game, I mean, and probably on my last life, I saw this lumbering big chunk of machine towards the right side of the screen, and it was like a big face. Obviously in it is Dr. Wily, and it opens its mechanical jaw and starts spitting rolling cutters at you. And I was instantly overwhelmed. I'm like, holy shit, what's that? And after more than a couple attempts where I re-reached the boss and retried time and time again, I beat this first phase, but my victory was short-lived. I thought, oh, I beat it, that was it. And then it goes to a second phase. Freaking Dr. Wily machines. And it basically, you destroy the jaw, and there's this cannon that shoots projectiles at you. I just was trying to move out of the way. It was kind of fast, to be honest. It was kind of a really fast projectile. And this big claw locking in at you and grabbing you. And for a while, I didn't know what to do with it. I tried to shoot at this machine with every weapon I got. It wouldn't work. And when I eventually figured it out, I was like, holy shit, that was a trick the whole time? But until that happened, that was like one of the meanest final bosses I ever had the chance to fight against. So yeah, that's my first answer. The second one does not come from my childhood because I didn't own the game back in the day, but when I gradually started collecting stuff and I eventually got not my NES, but my NES Classic no less, I thought, you know what? I'm playing this game for two reasons. Well, not technically, not just two reasons. I absolutely loved the shit out of this thing. I still hook it up and play from time to time, but I was so, how do you call that? So cocky about it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat Ghost and Goblins on an official Nintendo product, and while I'm at it, I'll beat Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, I beat both. Just to clarify, I beat both. But the final boss of Ninja Gaiden really kicked my adult ass all the way to the moon. And I'm telling you that so that you know that maybe I had an excuse with Dr. Wily's Revenge, but with this one, no excuse whatsoever. You're talking about a freaking adult with quite a few experiences in retro gaming, probably with my reflexes at their peak, probably. And I didn't know what to do with it. And yeah, I'm talking about this big demonized brain head, whatever that is. We actually get a really cool redesign of that thing in Ninja Gaiden Sigma that you can actually play on PlayStation 3. I also have that. But holy crap, wasn't that a doozy? We're talking about a really hardcore final boss. This thing, like, it has this phase where you just chop its head off at first. It's just the head goes away. You can't actually avoid it. It hits you. If I recall correctly, though, it doesn't take away health. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. And then the second phase is like spitting small chunks of something. They look like little tongs. And it's just sprinkling them all in the air and just raining down. I don't know where to move at. And finally, when I got my chance to shine and managed to beat it, I beat it in the most weird way possible, because at the time I didn't know about this weapon that you just, the most overpowered one in Ninja Gaiden 1, that, that the one that makes the swirling things and moves like that and absolutely destroys the final boss. No, I had no idea about that. I beat it traditionally, and I got my ass handed to me more than multiple times. Good thing is, on the NES Classic, I just pressed load from my final save, which was the final boss, and I replayed the same boss over and over and over again until I beat it. And the way I beat it was insane. And to be honest, the footage that you're probably seeing, it's probably from that very same save all these years back. So here's another time capsule for you, back from 2016, 10 years ago, mind you. And I just looked at the ground, at the feet of Ryu Hayabusa, and it seems like I was more focused looking at those little tongs falling on top of me, seeing the trajectory with the white with the corner of my eye. I don't know how to explain it, but it felt more comfortable. Like I wasn't focused and focused at the same time. So I moved left and right, just not watching at those things directly, but watching at the ground. So I was basically seeing where they fall. And I managed to make this pattern clear and beat it. But until that happened, that was a doozy. That was an excellent boss fight, and probably one of the meanest, the actual meanest, this one you know, Dr. Wiler's Revenge, the final boss. There's plenty of others that I could mention, but yeah, it's all about personal experiences. And when it comes down to my personal experience, I feel that these two boss fights, one from my childhood and one from my adulthood, really stuck with me. And you can tell. I mean, yeah, there's lots and lots of final bosses that you could tell me down there in the comment section which one was like your basic worst, your first number one pick. For me, it was these two. So yeah, tell me what you feel down there in the comment section. Feel free to make a video response as well for, this whole idea sounds like a really interesting topic. What was your worst final boss? Which one took, took the time and effort and all your gaming strengths to be able to beat him, and when you did, you fell on top of the world? Because in both situations, that's exactly how I felt. So again, if you stuck around this long, consider liking and subscribing. It helps this channel grow. And as for me, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Keep it retro. Have a good night. Thank you.